Thanks for joining me for this edition of the Church Security Answer Man. I am so glad you're here today. I want to get right into talking about ballistic film versus security film. We've got an excellent guest with us today, our one of our team members really here, and he's going to share some information with us. His church has recently gone through the process of starting to look at the ballistic films and the security films. Buddy, thanks for joining us in this episode, and thanks for being part of our community all the time.
Oh, you're welcome. I appreciate it.
Why did you folks come about deciding that this was needed for your church?
Well, I keep a close eye on all the videos that you put out. We use a lot of those for training. And the one video you did about the girls shooting out the doors in the school in Nashville really brought attention because we're in the same situation as far as having those glass doors at the front. And so it got myself and our director of our safety team talking, and we thought it would be a good idea to look into it. And, you know, and why do you need any kind of protection over your windows? Well, first of all, it provides some security for your church. And I don't know what layers of security that folks have, but we have several layers of security before the service starts. After the service starts, the doors are locked, and we have someone sitting there in the lobby and someone watching cameras and a person occasionally patrolling the lot. So it's a pretty fair coverage for those entry doors. But we still think there might be a need there. And so we looked at two films. We looked at the ballistic and we've looked at the safety film. And the ballistic film was just really impressive. It's designed to take, I believe it was 5 shots of 5.56 out of an AR. And it worked really well. As a matter of fact, on some of their tests, they had 27 out of 30 rounds that it stopped. Well, that's impressive, and we really like that idea. So we asked for a quote on that. And so they also talked about using the security film. Now, there's 2 different types of film, different thicknesses. And we chose to go with one on the interior and one on the exterior. It just gives us a little more coverage and safety. So that's what we've looked at. And the company also sent back their recommendations on what they thought we needed. And I thought that was it surprised me because of the recommendation that they did give us. And they recommended not using the ballistic film because of the layers of security that we already have at church, we already have in place.
Nice.
It was really nice that they did that. And it wasn't something that, hey, here's an opportunity for us to make an extra buck off these people. Well, there's a big difference in the cost on these films. The ballistic film is something it's $80 a square foot, so it's not cheap. It's about,
oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's really expensive. And what they do is they put that in a frame and then they screw that to your door. So aesthetically, I don't know how that's going to appear. It shouldn't be too bad, but it's still going to be some kind of aesthetic appearance from the interior anyway. On the exterior films, those are clear films. You can get them tinted, you can get them a thermal. We're looking at a clear film because that just fits our needs. It's a little better for us. And to go with films on the inside and on the interior and the exterior to give us good protection. How much time does that buy you? Well, if somebody's real determined, it buys you about 30 seconds, but they have to be very determined to get into the building. And you've got a video of somebody using a ball bat in that situation. And it's really amazing how that works. Here's a guy shooting regular glass.
Yeah, and I think these first 2 panels are regular ones, different types. I don't know the different types, but
it's just easy to, once you put a couple holes in the glass, it's so easy to break through it. And
this one here's got the single layer of film, the basic film on it, so it's still a little bit more resistant compared to those other 2.
It is, and it serves as a good deterrent, but you can see someone could still break in, get a hold of the breaker bar on the door and open it, unlock it.
Yeah.
This film here is the one that they tested with 5.56 rounds, and it stopped all 3. And even in one test, that they did 20. It stopped 27 out of 30 rounds. But you can see how
Wow.
determined this guy is to get in through that. It's a real deterrent for somebody just to give up and walk away.
Yeah.
So that's why we chose to go with the 2 layers of film.
Very good. Yeah. I like that. At least even this one, which seems to be probably the lesser expensive. I don't know for sure,
It's about a
but
third of the cost.
wow. And this basic film, it provides a little bit of resistance, but yeah, very interesting. Interesting. So what was the cost difference, or do you know, on the security film? You said the ballistic was about $80 a square foot. What was the security film? Do you remember the cost?
Yes, we were looking at doing put ballistic on 6 glass doors and also the side lights on them. And then we had several windows that we were also going to do the film on. That was going to be $7,400 for that. It's a lot of money.
That
And then
is.
what their recommendation was to go with just the 2 layers of film. That was 2640. So that's a big difference in cost on that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
2640 is something that a church should be able to afford to do with.
Yeah. Nice. And were you using a local company?
I'm using Coolview. It's a national company. It's a franchise that you can find about anywhere you're at. And it's
Okay.
all one word. And they were when they came out and took the measurements and they worked with and discussed our needs with us, they sent all the information back to corporate. And corporate is the one that suggested that we go with the 2 layers of film on the door, interior and exterior, because of our layers of security that we already had in place.
Right. Very good. Yeah, I like this idea. So, and that cost, you're talking, you said 6 doors and side windows
Yes.
for $2,000 for $2,200. I mean, that seems to me like it's not bad.
It was 2640 was a total.
You had said that this came up after watching a video that we were using from the Nashville shooting, which we saw the shooter shoot the glass doors and basically just go right into the school. Now, how's the process, without dogging anybody or anything, how's the process going in the church? How are people feeling about spending the money on this?
Well, we talked to the trustees about it. They didn't comprehend the need for it, what advantages it gave us. And so we're taking it to the advisory board, which is a completely different group of folks. And we think it'll probably be approved through them. And they've got the money to do it, where the trustees don't have quite that much money to work with. So I
Gotcha.
think we will eventually get it done. I may
So
have to put on my salesman's hat and go talk to somebody.
yeah. So, and your church seems to be pretty favorable towards security measures and all that. You guys are on top of things. So
Yes,
that's
thank you.
excellent. Yeah. So, all right, buddy. Well, thanks everybody for watching. Thank you, buddy, for always participating with us and being behind the scenes and helping out and sending notes and stuff. So I really appreciate you. And I appreciate everybody that's watching. I hope you'll like and subscribe and leave a comment. That's the most important thing to me. And leave a comment for Buddy. And we read your stuff, and we'll give you an answer back too. So I appreciate all of you. Take a look at this next video here coming up. This is the next one that would be great in your venture in church security. So take a look.